This guitar has a few too many wraps. According to Taylor Guitar, the proper number of wraps for changing steel strings on an acoustic guitar, for bass strings, 2 to 3 wraps is perfect. More is not better, as they say. The treble strings, G, B, and high E, require approximately 6 wraps.
Julie prefers the D'Addario Phosphor Bronze, and these are actually quite extra light. They are extra lights, 010s to 047s. We are going to be restringing her Martin.
Yes,
it's a nice Martin. It's a honey. Missing a string already, but we're gonna just go.
Did you break that string? Is that why it's
restringing?
I broke it.
Restringing the guitar, and once we get the strings off, we'll go over a quick way to clean it off. So, the first thing I recommend is that we loosen everything. And I have a tool here, and once you...
I left mine down here.
That's okay, I got mine. And I just recommend loosening all the strings. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to really kind of get these loose. The bass strings. Next thing we're going to do is, with this little nook in the tool, we're going to extract her pins, her pegs, whatever you want to call them. Like so.
You did them all already?
Yes, and we're taking them all out.
And you put them back the same way they came in, right?
Well, I mean, James Goodall recommends it.
I do.
James Goodall recommends it, so, and Julie likes it that way, so that is
So I guess it's an easy answer.
That is indeed what we'll do. We'll just lay them out so that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then from there, what we're going to do, since the strings are loose, is we can easily take all of the strings at the same time and get them out. Now, she's got several wraps on this, so it might be a little bit difficult. But next time she takes them out, it won't be, because they'll have the right number of wraps on. Roll them up like so, and pull them through so that they sometimes will stay in place.
It's microfiber.
Microfiber, lightly damp. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over and take all the loose debris, because the guitar has some dust on it. So I want to take the dust off, the gross dust. Not that dust is gross, but sometimes dust is gross. But anyway, I'm taking the particulate off, and then I'm going to go and rinse this out really well, wring it out again, and then I'm going to really clean all of the chemistries, body chemistries and greases off of her clean cloth. Yes, the clean cloth. And we're going to get all the places where you can't normally reach when the strings are falling through, over right here. Clean it off, get all these fingerprints off. I didn't really see a lot of fingerprints on here anyway. Now she's got a kind of a matte finished guitar, so you wouldn't see fingerprints anywhere on this satin finish guitar. Clean the neck off real nice. It'll have a nice smooth feel. And now, the last thing is her fretboard has got a bit of debris on there. I'm saving it to last because I don't want to take the debris and then scrape it all over the shiny surfaces of her guitar. But this is the good opportunity to get all the dust off when the strings are out of the way. They're color-coded on D'Addario, so we're going to start out with the bassiest bass string, and that would be the 6th string. Here is what Taylor Guitar prescribes.
But it's a Martin guitar, yours.
It doesn't matter.
I'm
the same.
I'm just teasing.
That's how I...
Yeah. What they recommend is you just kind of push the pin in and then you snap the string. This is the critical part. You take your string, for the bass strings, you go just beyond this string that you're...
Beyond. The one
beyond.
that you're...
Just be
cut.
And then you snip it. Cut for this peg, the 6th string peg. Can you see this without?
Yes,
you're not
yes.
to zoom it in.
Yes.
Okay, so what Taylor recommends is that you have just about that much sticking out from the peg. I don't know what that is,
Okay.
but 3 seconds, let's say, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and begin tightening this. And because of us cutting it at the proper length, we're gonna get about 2 to 3 wraps. And it will be beautiful and neat. And I don't know what it is about too many wraps, but Taylor says don't do that. So we have got 2.5 wraps. Now we're not gonna do anything to tune. We're just getting enough tension so that it's not flopping around. And we'll proceed on with the next string and go forward. So here's the 5th string, which happens to be the A string. Easter bunnies get drunk at Easter. And we'll do one more snip to demonstrate where we're going with this cutting. Because this is the 5th string, it goes on this peg right here. So we want to cut it just beyond at this peg. And that gives us exactly the proper amount of wraps for the 5th string. I prefer, and I don't know if it's right, but I prefer to have the wraps go underneath rather than over. These things will wrap up nicely like a Navy pier. I don't know, like an anchor or something. I don't know what I'm talking about. The D string. One would say, well, where in the world do you cut it? You don't have another peg here. Well, you just envision where the next peg would fall if you had another peg, and that's simply how you do it. You just eyeball it.
Okay. And that's it. That's the secret
That's
of
it.
that.
That's the secret of that. Right now I'm on the B string. And what I wanted to point out about the non-bassy strings is that instead of taking the string, I want to put it on this peg. So with the bass strings, I would have cut it just right here at this peg.
Right.
But what Taylor recommends on the non-bassy strings is you go the peg and then about another halfway. Just eyeball your way to about a peg and a half worth of distance. And that's where you make your cut on the non-bass strings.
By definition, it has more turns.
It has more twists, which is what's going to give you about 4 to 6 wraps.
Talk about your little rest, your guitar rest thing.
I got this guitar rest
I like that.
when I went to Maple Street Guitar, my favorite guitar shop in Atlanta, Georgia. I said to George Pesh, the owner, "Where do you get these things?" I mean, I went in his shop and
He was using one of those?
I went into the I said, "Where in the world do you get these things?" And he says, "Well, you know, you can make them or go to a gun shop." And I'm like, "A gun shop?" And it makes sense. This is what they cradle a rifle in when they're doing work on a rifle, but they work perfectly for guitar. And so I got this. It's like, I don't know, 14, 16 bucks.
No,
It's filled
try
with-
30 some bucks. There's still the price tag underneath it.
Oh, and I would say that you're correct. It was actually 36 bucks. And it's just filled with black sand.
So
the
you have it
guitar
all restrung.
restrung and of course not tuned up, and they're very, very loose. So it's now just a matter of putting a tuner on here, getting it a close up to tune, and just stretching and pulling your strings. Stretch them a bit and keep tuning it. And then finally, you're ready to go. That's it.